Sweating like a whore in church right now, boys. Howdy guys, how's it going? So that shelter setup did not go nearly as planned, but today's trip wasn't even planned to begin with. I just decided to come out, and the whole objective behind today's trip was to take just some random stuff I had in my build along with my normal camping supplies. This is an ATV trip. I brought my ATV out here. This tarp's got a pretty decent sized hole in it. This is just one that I bought a while back to cover this load of stuff I had on my truck. So it got a hole in it, but it's just been sitting in the building, so I thought I'd use it. There's plenty of room for my cot to go right there so that we won't get wet, because it is supposed to rain and be, I think, 10-15 mile an hour winds. Like I said, I had no plan coming out, so the reason the shelter setup took so long is because the initial tarp shelter that I had planned, the configuration was going to cause that tear in the tarp to be right over my sleeping area, and since it's going to rain, that's not an option. A funnier note, I actually took and just ripped my pants, and we're just going to have to deal with that. Hopefully it doesn't continue to rip, but if anything, that's just extra ventilation on this this nice spring day. But I'm going to take and get the cot and the bed and stuff situated. Today we're going to be having an MRE meal. And I'm probably going to go ahead and open it up, even though it's not nearly time to eat, and get a fire going and make the instant coffee that's in it. Another thing that really added to the initial struggle at the beginning was I was trying to use these cheap little metal tent stakes. They kept popping out of the ground, so I just said screw it. Made some little, lanyard points and then some wooden stakes. So this thing ain't going nowhere. And then I got this guideline run out a lot further than I had initially planned. I'd planned on staking it out, but I run it out further so that I'd have clearance to walk underneath it at night. I got to be really careful and try to be mindful not to like squat down too deep, because if I do, these things are going to rip right down the leg, and that wouldn't be no good. And since this was just a last minute trip and I just threw a bunch of stuff in my bag, this is not one of those situations where I normally would have a roll of duct tape or even a sewing kit to tons of gear storage. You could honestly sleep 2 people under that. That's a pretty big tarp. Get that there. And then, since it's only going to be getting down to about 48 degrees tonight, and since there's a chance of rain, I knew this thing had a hole in it, I got one of my 100% wool blankets. Tied this thing up so good I ain't even going to be able to get stuff out of it. Got that. So the MRE we'll be dining on tonight is meatballs and marinara sauce, and we'll see what sides and stuff we got in there later. Or actually here in a minute when we get ready to make the coffee. I did bring my emergency space blanket just in case, because like I said, I didn't know how this was going to go, if it was going to even work at all. So if we needed to, we could even put it over that whole area. And as warm as it is, I kind of wish I had brought my MSR pocket rocket, because I don't even want to really make a fire, because it's only like 62 degrees, but this warm weather just bends me over, you know. I think in the warm weather I just have bad luck ripping my pants, taking 10 years to set everything up. Whew. But yeah, there's a close-up. Everything looks nice and dandy going around. I'm going to tuck that little back tail in here in a minute, but it's like you can really see the magnitude. That's a pretty large shelter all in all. Okay, so let's go ahead and open the MRE mill up. I was going to do a flint and steel fire, just for, not a flint and steel, but a ferro rod fire, just for the sake of doing it. But I was thinking, you know what, if this MRE has matches in it, then by all means we'll use them just to stick with what we got going on here. Sweating like a whore in church right now, boys. Maybe it's a good thing we got that extra tire right there. So there is our marinara sauce with the old meatballs. Oh man, we got an oatmeal cookie. Them things are really good. Italian flatbread sticks, never had that. Then we have garlic mashed potatoes. Never had that one either, but that sounds really good. Is this cheese spread with jalapenos? So that's probably gonna go on them old Italian bread sticks we got. Tropical punch. You know what? I think we're going to end up having this right now instead of coffee, because I mean, I don't know if it shows up. I've got sweat dripping off of my face. Beef snack. So we got a piece of beef jerky. We might even snack on that now. And in this particular one, unless it's wedged in the middle, I don't think this one even come with matches. So we got our non-dairy creamer. We got our instant coffee type 2, napkin, moist towelette, chiclet gum, Splenda, and iodized salt, which we might end up putting on them mashed potatoes. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm feeling like that mixed drink is going to be what we go for right now, honestly. So we'll use the, is this the beverage bag? Add the 12 ounces. So we're going to use this for the punch, because I don't want to have to clean, well, yeah, I don't want to have to clean my metal cup later. I just want to be able to straight up just go for it and use it. So we'll use this. Or attempt to anyways. It don't have a gusset on the bottom, so it's going to be kind of hard to maneuver it, I think, but we'll manage. I also want to see if I can do this without getting sticky. I think having the pour spout on this will help, but I'm going to want more than 12 ounces, I know, because it's going to be way too sweet for my personal taste. Where are we at? And I definitely need this. I've been drinking water, but I can already tell my hands are shaking a little bit, so I definitely need to get some sugar and electrolytes in me where I've been sweating so bad. So I'd say we got about 14 ounces in there, all in all. It would suck if this thing busted on my bed. There's some powder like kind of sticking to the bottom there. I don't want to get too aggressive with it. To shake weight it. Also, if you're wondering what the bandage is on my arm, 2 days ago I was making some bacon in the oven to make BLTs. And when I was getting the pan out, it started to slip, and I went to, like, I was trying to overcorrect and catch it, and like went up and burnt a good, you know, basically that whole top area part of my arm. But the good news is I saved the bacon. I wasn't about to lose bacon over a little burn, you know. So I just been keeping dry wraps on it to help it heal faster. Out of this pouch without getting it all over us and getting sticky. I don't know if it's better to kind of like okay, that was the corner. See if we can kind of like make a nice lip right there. Oh yeah, that's the way to do it. Well, the old nose is going to get sticky, but it mixed up a little bit better. I'm going to try to see if I can pinch that sediment off and keep it from like getting in my mouth. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's been about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I decided I definitely didn't want to start a fire. It's like, it's breezy, it's dry, and it's too hot for that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff going, because it'll take a good 15-20 minutes for the to heat up our meal, and we'll just get this cracked open and see see how good the goodies are. So like whenever doing this, I like to put the water, then I put the main inside there with it, and then I take and put the entree, then I put the side on the outside, and then put it between the packet, and then that normally gets things heated up nice and quick. Like, you can sometimes squeeze both inside this packet, but I've always had a difficult time with that, so. Get that in there nice and tight. Then put this on the other side. That cardboard got kind of squishy. Okay, but squeeze both of them bad boys in there. Nice tight fit. Okay. And then, you probably won't be able to see it, but I'm just going to take and lean it. Again, the slant of my cot's leg is pretty, about perfect for it. So that can be heating up. And let's take a peek at everything else we got here and just see what she looks like. So this is the Italian breadstick. So a lot of this stuff I've never seen before. I feel like I'm going to take and wait and eat some of that with the cheese sticks. It's not crushed. It just seems like it's cut into So yeah, that already, it does. It has like a garlicky taste to it. I already know what the oatmeal cookie tastes like. It's really good. Go for the Bull's Original Beef Stick. They don't give you much. That's a pretty minuscule thing, but it'd be a nice little snack to have. So that's a lot fresher and more savory than I would have thought it would be. I do want to go ahead and try some of this cheese spread on one of these Italian sticks and just see it, because like normally that's kind of how it's meant to go. The thing that I'm just not sure about is this is like the jalapeno cheese spread, and where it's got that kind of garlicky seasoning. I don't know if that's going to go too well together. Yeah, it's not bad. It doesn't. This jalapeno cheese is nowhere near as spicy as like the last one that I had. Okay, it's been about 23 minutes, and I can feel heat on both sides from the packets coming through the cardboard. So that means we should be plenty warm enough by the time we get it stirred. Oh, it mixed up. So I actually want to let me just kind of feel the taters and see after I squeeze them and mix them up if they feel like everything's nice and warm. I might need to put this bottom end back in, and I might need to do the same with the meat because it's like that area right there is like really warm and hot. I think we're going to be good. I want to try these first. Okay, so we got that mixed up. Let's tear her open. That not tear? Yes, it did. Okay, boom. Well, that right there looks like potatoes to me. If anything, you know, we might put that cheese sauce. We might try some of that cheese sauce in here. I don't know. Not as creamy as I would prefer. Very heavy on the garlic and needs salt. I know they've already got a bit of sodium in them, but I like my taters salty, you know. Yep, that's where the rest of that cheese sauce is going, baby. Let's take and use that right there as a backdrop. Even though we only used a little bit on that piece of Italian bread, I wish I hadn't wasted it. But if I ever get this exact meal again, we shall know. It's going to be kind of hard to mix that cheese up into the taters though, where it's so thick. Definitely what needed to be done there. And that makes it thickens it up a lot. It kind of helps, because the taters they seem a little bit dry for my personal taste, but alrighty, let's take and get this oh god dang, that's getting really hot on that side. Ooh. Okay, well, let's try to get it out the bottom then. Ooh, that's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Ooh, there we go. Oh god dang. I'm gonna take and set my taters kind of up against that heater right there just to keep them warm while we... Them bad boys are definitely ready to go. Oh dang, man, that looks nice. I don't know if that'll show up. We'll take them. God, that's hot though. But you don't want no cold meatballs in your mouth. You know what? It's not too bad. I don't know. For me personally, I feel like you could have a better side than the garlic mashed potatoes. But it might just be me. But it is good to include something like this because there is a lot of that marinara sauce, so you kind of need something to offset it, sop it up. You know, I take back what I said. After eating that and then going back to this with that cheese added, this is actually a pretty good pairing. I gotta say, man, I'm very, very satisfied with that. That was a very filling meal. As far as MREs go, I would recommend. Gotta make sure I take and set the coffee and stuff aside. It would be really good to have with our oatmeal cookie. It's too hot right now. I mean, it's cooled off a lot, but I'm just not. I'm in the mood for coffee. I'm just not in the mood for the heat that comes along with it. Oh yes, sir, bro. There we go. Look at that sugar-coated oatmeal cookie, baby. It's got cinnamon on it, or like in it. Absolutely fantastic. This is by far the best part of the whole thing. God, I love these. You could buy these at the grocery store exactly like this. I buy them by the box full. So yeah guys, it's getting pretty late in the evening, so I'm just chilling out right now. Just been listening to a podcast. If anything changes, I'll update you right before I go to sleep. But yeah, just enjoying the cool breeze and the fact that it's starting to cool off now, and just getting comfy and stretching out. So. Well, good morning, everybody. So, if you can't tell by listening, it rained quite a bit, and it's still raining. It's supposed to rain all day. So, I think it started raining about 2 or 3 o'clock, where I took that medicine that they gave me, where I injured my chest. It really just knocked me out. So I ended up falling asleep and just pretty much sleeping through the whole night. When it started raining, it woke me up, but I was halfway still, in the dream world. So I didn't turn the camera on or nothing. But I gotta say, I'm really surprised, because even though we got that decent sized tear right there, it doesn't seem like hardly any water's coming. I mean, it's really been raining, and I think it's kind of because of the pitch of this tarp shelter. No real condensation coming through. The last time I used one of these cheaper tarps, this is the heavy duty version, so it's not quite like them blue ones, but it doesn't seem to be sweating or anything, because it was kind of muggy last night. I started out on top of my wool blanket, but then after it started raining and there was a breeze coming through, I just wrapped up in the wool blanket and was good to go. So I mean, that's going to do it for this one. I think I'm going to take and maybe try to catch a few more Z's, and then catch a break in the weather and get everything packed up. But that's gonna do it for this one. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Hello to all the new people, and hopefully more new people come. Be sure to check out some of the other past videos, because there's going to be plenty more in the future. But the past ones, they deserve a little bit of love too. But as always, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, share it with your friends, check the links in the description of my other channels, and until the next one, adios.